Okay? I'm streaming on TikTok right now. I mean, on YouTube. I'm about to hit up TikTok. Go, go live. No, it's too hot. I know so. I know. She looked at she's like, what the hell? Hello, everybody. Hola. Happy Wednesday. Waiting for it to get warmed up here. Oh, shoot. Let me go ahead and let's go. Let's go. Hey, Joaquin, go ahead and hit the arrow at the bottom right corner, repost it, copy the link 5 times, and also add it to your story after you're done copying the link. Add it to your story for about a good 10 seconds or so, or 30, however long you want. And that helps. Just saying. Where is it showing up? Here we are. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome on and welcome back. Welcome back. Let's get this party started, y'all. Let's start double tapping the screen, share the live, all that good. Let's go. Let me see here. That's gotta go. Why is that up? And I'll do my own due diligence, y'all. I'll help y'all out. Let's get the taps in, y'all. The double taps and the shares, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. That is the only way that we'll get out to the FYP and stay there. Double tap the screen, share the live. Double tap the screen, share the live. Show display. Not show display. What are you biting on? His ball. Why does it keep changing the setting? Let me see who's in here. Everybody come on in. Let's start double tapping the screen, share the live, all that good stuff. Let me get on the Fan Loyalty League. Double tap the screen. Don't forget about the daily heart me, guys. That's really important. You can find it at the top left corner next to my name. There's an orange heart. You won't see it unless you give me a follow. So tap the follow button and then you'll see the orange heart. Um, once you do, What? Sign up ended. What the helly? Connect with TikTokers. What the helly? Ellie. Yeah. Ellie, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, I am. It's
Huh.
Eli too, by the way.
Oh, it's Eli. Sorry. My bad.
No
What state?
worries.
What state are you chiming in from? Well, first, how old are you, and what state are you chiming in from?
Yeah, 21 and from Colorado.
And why do you still support Trump?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's kind of hard to because like the whole Israel stuff and then the gas prices and him breaking promises. But there was one promise that I think he's gonna hold to,
What do you
and
think?
because it supports me the most and it supports the future of America the most.
And what is that promise?
Well, I don't know if it's AI or not. I'm pretty sure it wasn't because a lot of people were talking about it, but he said that he was gonna put the niggers back in the cotton fields, and those niggers were gonna
That.
pick the
Hey,
cotton
did you know
till the
that?
cows
Did you know that the TikTok doesn't care about that word
the niggers were gonna pick
anymore?
the
Did you know that TikTok doesn't care about that word anymore? However, I'm not gonna let you sit up here saying that and disrespect, people in the live. With that being, I knew some shit was coming because we have a bunch of morons that come up here. Hola, good morning. It's afternoon. It's afternoon. Robert, thank you for so much for coming back. I truly appreciate that. Yeah, I knew something was coming because that's the fucking that's the hate, and it's sad, right, to hear so much hate, and it's such a young person. It's really sad to hear something like that. You know, and like look at Wild Bill in the chat too. Like, that's just like grow up. It just trips me out. Um, I'm just waiting for people to come on through the tube. And then, meantime, everybody, let's double tap the screen, share the live. Don't forget to check out my link. It's in the bio. Um, it's in my bio on TikTok. It's in the description on Tube. Okay. You're welcome to go and click on the link. You can join my Tube channel from that link. Robert, thank you so much. Thank you for I call them kissy hearts. Thank you so much for helping me meet my goals. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now let me go ahead and update my goal now and see what I got next. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, good afternoon. Grazie. Hola, hola, everybody coming on through. Let's go. Double tap the screen, share the live so we can get some real um maybe we can get someone to come in here that can have a civil debate or debatable discussion. um, I know you guys are out there. Over on the tube, hola bonita. Hi mamas. I appreciate you. Let's see here. I'm not gonna allow that post. Hell to the no. That was weird. We're not gonna do that. Becca's back. Becca's back. Okay, so I know the secret with my microphone now. I've got to keep it far away. And Diesel, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thing is that I'm really, really good with audio. Um, Audio recognition. I'm really good with like my visual, all of that shit. So him coming in and trying to pull that bullshit again, he thinks I'm stupid. Bro, I can most definitely hear your voice. The fuck out of here. Like, so I'm assuming you graduated, hopefully, right? So if you did graduate, are you gonna further your education considering you're 21 years of age? I mean, what are you doing with your life rather than coming on TikTok and, you know, being this way? Hmm? You don't have nothing? 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 Oh la la, Juju. Thank you, mamas. Your site started to glitch. It could be me, guys, but I don't see it glitching thus far. Let me check though, because I'm trying to update my goal here. My goodness. I do have several things I would love to share with you guys before we start hearing the morons come through, or if we can have somebody who wants us to have a civil debate and or a conversation over on TikTok. There's a pink and blue figure at the bottom of your device. You can just tap on that once. You don't got to do it twice. I'll bring you right on up so we can have a civil debate and or discussion, because most of y'all do not know how to debate. Over on the tube, there is a phone number right above me. So if you want to give me a call, if you would like to have a civil debate and or conversation, you're welcome to call that number, and I will be more than happy to have that discussion with you. So long as it's civil, okay? Keep it civil. All right? If I can just find these goddamn corgis, I swear. I thought it'd be easier for me to find these goals here on the TikTok studio. No, it's not. It's just the same. But I'm gonna get it right now. Let me just update. Oh, there you are. Found the corgis, y'all. Let me update it, and then I'll go on with the news. I think it's important for us to share. Diego Costa Mandani needs to go be redacted. Why? Why do you say that? What did he do? What did he do so bad? What did Mamdani do? Okay, so first of all, I do want to bring something up that is worth absolutely talking about, and shout out to Becca, because this is important that we talk about this. So Native American U.S. citizens have been stopped, questioned, and in some cases detained during immigration enforcement operations. I do remember that going back as to 2025 that this was going on. Okay, I know that they were absolutely. There was this one lady I remember speaking to her. She was coming out of the reservation. The police officer pulled her over immediately and demanded to see her documents and detained her. Um, Now, it seems as though in January 2026, reports from Minnesota described Native people, including a Red Lake, Red Lake Nation member, being detained during ICE operations. Tribal leaders said Native citizens were being swept up based on appearance and questioned about their citizenship. Earlier, Navajo officials reported at least 15 indigenous people in Arizona and New Mexico being stopped, questioned, or detained by federal agents during immigration operations in 2025. So that creates an especially troubling situation because Native Americans born in the United States are U.S. citizens. And if you don't know that, where the hell were you when you were at school? I'm just saying. Okay, so Diego Costa, I'm going to go ahead and mute you for about a minute so you can collect your thoughts and not misinform while you're on my live. Thank you. I appreciate that. So, hello, goodbye. Um, and the reservation part requires an important distinction, okay? As of January 19, 2026, for example, the Navajo Nation publicly stated that there was no ICE presence physically operating on the Navajo reservation and promised to alert citizens if that changed. DHS has likewise claimed that ICE does not target Native Americans and said in February that there had not been immigration operations on tribal lands, although tribal leaders and civil rights advocates have disputed aspects of the government's broader account of these encounters. So I'm just saying, okay, I'm just going to say, I believe the tribal leaders. Hello, goodbye. Okay? I believe the tribal leaders. Okay? Everybody double tap the screen, share the live. Oh, hi, Lavos. Hi, how you doing, my brother? Oh, I feel something like, oh my gosh, hurt my armpit right now, and ouch. Okay, Robert, no worries. I understand. I mean, I'm just saying, MAGA, Trump supporters, Republicans, I know y'all exist. You're welcome to join the live to have a civil debate and or conversation. If it helps that I put my backup account up here because you guys don't know if you can request or not, I'll be more than happy to do that as well. Okay. So get back. Sorry, guys. There should be no reason why you're giving me freaking issues because I only have 2 programs that are running and 1 tab open. I have my other shit over here. Anyways, I'm gonna go to TT. Come on, Bonita. John, I support people like you that think. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. Big Hazy Beats 9219, smartest Democrat. Well, I appreciate that. JP, Evan, welcome back. And I'm sorry, guys, I had to step away. So I did do a restart. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Wednesday. If it wasn't for him, America would be a third world country. Are you okay? Um, okay, so who is it exactly that you want to no caps in my chat? DRB 818. That's for me and my mods to communicate. Okay. So no caps in my chat. I don't care what you say as long as you're following TikTok guidelines and not putting caps in my chat. That's it. Hola everybody on the tube. Hola everybody over here on TT. I am Riot and I represent Riot Radio because silence is not an option. If we are silent, then we are compliant. That's not what I'm going to do. Not now, not ever. So we're going to be informed, stay informed, and not go misinforming. What my job and my mission is to do is to teach and learn, not crash and burn. 1, 2, keep you all updated and keep you all posted with breaking news. Hey, Lewis. Yeah, and if you want to get in the box, DRB 818. Let's see here. I'm not going to be answering questions like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and mute you for the entire live. And if you have something to say, you're welcome to join the live. Everybody, we're at 7.K likes. Let's keep on going so we can stay in the FYP. That way we can get people to come and talk to me. Don't be afraid. Don't be a pussycat. I'm just a woman. Over on the tube, I do have a phone number here. You're welcome to call that number if you'd like to have a civil debate and or a conversation. Estoy bien, Lubes. Muchísimas gracias, mi amigo. We have an incoming call, guys. Hello?
Call from
Chris.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail,
Hi, Chris. Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Hello. Are you a Trump supporter?
Absolutely.
How old are you and what state are you chiming in from?
Yeah, 30 Georgia.
And why do you still support Trump?
Yeah, lots of reasons. Number 1, we need voter ID. I guess we can start there.
The voter ID? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Are you
To
talking
say
about,
that, to say that.
so you're like against like mail-in ballots and stuff?
I'm against illegals and people that shouldn't be voting in our elections.
Okay, well, I mean, the fact that you call them illegals is funny because, like a person cannot be illegal, only a crime is.
Hold on. So
One,
you're saying that people
and
can't be
two,
people.
undocumented
So then
immigrants
explain
cannot vote. It's in our
really. So then
constitution.
explain, say, Patricia Rodriguez or Guadalupe Pina or John Doe in Maryland.
I
All
don't
of these
know who
people, are,
those
by the
people
way, are
are.
convicted on voting. What about Gordon Lewis, another conviction of an illegal voting? What about the lady in Massachusetts that got convicted of not only voter fraud, but also identity fraud, where she stole someone's identity to vote, and also she used that same identity to collect
Okay,
like
well, whoever is
$300,000
committing voter
fraudulent benefits?
fraud, if whoever is committing voter fraud should absolutely, be held accountable. Let's see here. I think, let's see
Yeah, but
here.
the problem though is that we can how are we supposed to know what scale that it's happening on? Because if we look at all fraud cases, like we'll use like credit card fraud for instance, which has the highest rate of conviction, and that's 0.003% conviction rate of all of the mass credit card fraud crimes that are convicted, right? And we know that because we can take the mass number versus the convictions and figure out what that comes to. So the same way that we can use the total number of votes cast, the percentage, like let's say over the past 10 years, it's 0.0, the same exact, we'll use the highest one, 0.003%. That comes to 1.6 million votes over the course of 10 years. It's very clear to everyone with a brain that obviously these things are happening. It's not a matter of if they're happening, it's where are they happening and how can we combat that? And the best way is to say, well, a person needs to have a valid identification card that proves they're an American citizen and they have that particular registration to vote.
Okay, but does that happen already? Does that not happen in your state?
Oh,
No?
what about Minnesota? Or what
What
about
about
Minnesota, where
Minnesota?
a dude was just himself walking into a fucking
Hold
voting
on,
booth
you're going
and
from
said that
one
he was
talking
somebody
point
else?
to another. So we need to go one by one,
It's the same
okay?
thing. It's voter
No,
fraud.
you need
It's
to
voter fraud. The
no,
same topic.
You need to go one by one. You're just going like you're just going like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
No, what do you mean?
Yeah, and the fact that you're trying to overload,
I'm
like
using a
this is
different
not a
example of
debate.
why we need
This
voter
is not
fraud.
a debate. If you're going to continue to do this and you're not allowing me to speak, I'll just simply place you on hold so you can listen to some music, and maybe that will help you filter your thoughts and what comes out of your mouth. And also, you seem to have
Run away
impulse
from the state.
control issues. Impulse control. Impulse control, please. Okay. Let me see here. So, not let's see here. He was a Haitian national convicted felon, a non-U.S. citizen who knowingly voted in the 2020 general election for vice president House. He pleaded guilty to voting by an alien and was sentenced in April 15th, 2026. What's your point?
My point is that
I mean,
obviously
I
these
think
things
it
are
is.
happening,
It
and
is.
we know.
It
Can
is
we agree
obviously.
that they
It
are
is
happening?
obviously. If it listen, obviously there's going to be fraud. Sorry, guys, over on TikTok, it's trying to catch up. Obviously, if there's going to be fraud, okay, there's going to be some sort of conviction if they're found guilty, right? Which in this case, he pleaded guilty. So, aren't you happy that that was caught? I mean, you're basically speaking on for all undocumented immigrants. Just because you brought up several names, that doesn't mean anything.
I mean, that's just a very small amount. I could do this all day long. I could list off like 600 some odd
But
names right now. That's with
I could
record.
list
But that's again
I could
besides the
list
point.
off I
What
could
I'm
list
saying,
off
well, hold on. Let me just tell you.
how many people are how many billionaires and millionaires are just paying for politicians to you know achieve and win the contest, even
Yeah,
now in
no,
the
that's a
midterms,
complete
right?
pivot.
So
Why are you
so
pivoting?
your
Why
point
are you pivoting?
I'm just telling you what I could do. I could do the same thing. I could do a lot of
But
things.
that doesn't
But
correlate at
we're
all. That's
talking
actually
about
complete
one
nonsense.
thing. So undocumented immigrants by law cannot vote. So those who are voting and are caught, that's why we do have a fraudulent department so that they can look into these types of cases. Are you
Uh-huh.
okay? There's also fraud with
Are you
convicted
okay?
felons. there's also fraud with convicted felons who are, attempting to vote or put in a vote that shouldn't be
Yeah, and
voting.
voter ID
Okay,
would
so
solve that as well. Isn't that amazing?
okay, when you go and vote, what do you show?
Yeah, okay, perfect. So, in my state, I don't have to show anything. All I have to do is walk in. They have to verify that I'm registered, and I vote. Now, there you do have to show an ID when you register to vote. But here's the problem with what you're saying, okay? You're saying that, oh, well, we caught them, so the
What state
system
are you
works.
in again?
We know based
What
on
state are you
every.
in
Hold on,
again?
hold on, hold
No,
on.
what
We
state
know.
are you
Would
in
you allow
again?
me to finish what I'm
What
saying?
state are you in while I'm listening? Again, what did you say? Colorado? What was your state?
No,
What was your
no.
state?
No,
Do y'all
can I
remember
finish?
the state he said, guys? What is the state you're chiming in from? I'm in Texas. What state are you in? What? Now you're
Do you not
cornered?
recall?
No, I don't recall what I talked to a lot of people. What state are you chiming in from again?
Minnesota.
Okay, so
Where I live. That's where my residence is. I'm currently standing in Atlanta, Georgia, where I'm working for another week before I go back home. But regardless of the fact, you don't have to have an ID to vote in many states, regardless of anything else. Now, what I was saying is that we know, based off of criminal statistics, that fraud cases, individually fraud cases that are pertinent to people that can register or like grab a piece of document, like let's say credit card fraud, identity theft, all of these different convictions is at a rate lower than 0.003. There's actually not a single one of them that has a higher conviction rate that pertains to fraud, that can be done and not in a personal manner, which means that they don't have to walk in and verify who they are. We know that conviction rate is 0.003. So that's the highest one of all of them. The average is actually 0.0001, but I digress, okay? So with all of that being said, you can clearly detect all of these numbers.
sorry,
We
Joe.
know that there is more happening than we are getting convicted, right?
I don't care.
We know for a fact that there is more of all crimes happening convicted. So we can say that, well, let's use the highest number, and then we can use that number to get the worst case or the best case scenario, right? The best case is that we catch 0.003 of them. That means 99.007% of these fraudulent votes are making it through the election. The only way that we can combat that is by saying, hey, every single individual that registers the vote has to also have a registered form of voter ID. This way, none of this can possibly happen. And the only way that somebody would not agree with that is if they either A, don't believe that any voter fraud is happening, or B, they just simply don't care and want to elect who they want to. So which one is it?
So, okay, so not requiring not requiring every already registered voter to show a photo ID does not mean like Minnesota has no like voter verification. So in your case, right? So you're confusing identification at the polling place with verification of voter eligibility. So Minnesota does require you to be a U.S. citizen to vote. Voter registrations are checked against state and federal databases, including driver and vehicle services and Social Security records. Minnesota also receives information identifying certain non-citizens, and registrations can be challenged. So if I'm already registered and verified, what exactly would showing my driver's license like every election prove that the registration system hasn't already checked?
Yeah, perfect. Let's say you
Like
register to vote and then
a
you
driver's
died.
license
Then
proves identity.
and then
It doesn't
somebody who knows
necessarily.
your name, hold on, and then somebody who
No,
knows
you're
your
gonna
name,
hold on.
hold
You're gonna
on,
hold on.
name, walk.
You're gonna hold on. You're gonna have to hold now. And if you can't hear me because of the music, that's on you because you didn't know how to shut your pothole. I wasn't done. So, showing your driver's license at every election doesn't prove shit because you can
He's
be
a runner, the track
undocumented.
star.
You can be undocumented and still hold an ID. I'm just saying. And if you're claiming like Minnesota's policy causes voter fraud, that's what you're saying. Then, show me the evidence connecting to the lack of universal photo ID to the significant fraudulent voting that you can't simply just, you don't show ID, therefore fraud. That's an assumption. That's not evidence. So, like, bring me evidence.
So would you like to actually engage in the debate or just continue to run away?
No, you kept on speaking over me and not letting me speak. You've been speaking this entire
So you're
time.
you're not
So I
you're
told you to
literally
shut
you
your
agree that
pothole.
it's happening.
So Minnesota, no, I
Okay,
said,
let's see your none. Go
no,
ahead.
I did not agree that it's happening. What I'm saying is that Minnesota already has their voter registration set up to where you basically get background checked. What would showing an ID prove? Undocumented immigrants can get identification cards. Did you know that?
Yeah, they can't get a voter ID that is tied to the voter registration card.
You already have one. Are you okay? Where the
Okay.
fuck
So
are you?
whenever you
I'm
walk
on
into a
Earth One.
Minnesota, hold on,
When I'm on, no, no,
let me
no,
make
no,
sure that you
no, no,
understand how the
no,
actual
no, no,
election works.
no,
Whenever
no,
I walk
no,
into a
nope,
voting poll
nope.
in Minnesota, do I have to give
That's because you already are in the system. When you register to vote, all of that is checked.
Hey, you should be in much better shape as much as you run.
Huh? Are you
You
fucking
should be
cornered
in much
here?
better shape as much as
Hola,
you run
James.
away from the debate.
Listen, run away from the debate. You don't know how to shut your
Hola, ¿cómo
mouth.
estás? Muy bien.
No, no muy bien, porque eres un pendejo. Bien
Pero
pendejo.
esta tu problema, no yo.
No,
Esta
tu
tu problema, no yo,
problema
no,
es
yo no
que
loco,
tú eres un
tú.
pocho y eres un pinche nopal pendejo. Just saying. So, what else? You have nothing else.
God,
You sound you're stuck in the corner like the cockroach you are, and I'm the raid.
I'm literally clicking you, and you're muting me because you can't refute.
You kept speaking over me. You're not going to. This is just because you're louder, or just because you are speaking over me. That doesn't make you right.
Okay, so can we get back to the debate? So do you agree that voter fraud is happening in America by any scale, by any means, even one time?
Oh, I'm sure there is, and there's ways of catching that.
Uh-huh.
I already discussed that. So, but I asked you.
Okay, do you
I
think that every
asked
single
you.
instance of voter fraud gets
I
convicted? Do you think
asked
that every
you, and if
person
you're
who commits
and
voter
I
fraud gets
said
caught?
if you're claiming that Minnesota's policies causes voter fraud, then I need you to show me the evidence connecting to the lack of the universal photo
Yeah,
ID.
sure.
Come on, give me the evidence.
Sure, we can get to the Minnesota separate, but you're still trying to run away from the current debate.
I'm
So that
not
would be
running
a
away from the
pivot. But if you
current
would like to
debate.
get to the
I've
actual
been
debate of does voter
literally
fraud
on
happen, it
it.
absolutely happens. So what is the debate that we're having? Are you in the same space that I am?
Absolutely not, and nor what I want to be.
Yeah, does voter fraud happen in the country of the United States of America? Yes or no? Yes, I'll help you out there since you already answered it. Now, does every single instance of voter fraud
It's
that
because
occurs
didn't
in
you
the United States
already
of America
talk?
get
We
caught
already
and
brought
convicted?
the thing is that didn't we just bring up a case that you brought up and I spoke on and I
No,
said he
you ran
was
away from the
convicted?
question. You didn't
No,
answer
I
the
didn't.
question.
I
Answer the
said
question.
he was convicted and I said obviously there can be some fraud and I said there's a dedicated department to check out that fraud and to ensure that it doesn't happen. Voter ID is not going
That is not
to
answering my
voter
question.
ID is not going to guarantee that there will be no fraud to come. So the fact that you think it's going to eliminate fraud 100%
Yeah, from mail-in
is
ballots would
funny.
be the only left
It's
acceptable
so
form of
funny.
fucking fraud.
It's so funny.
Okay, perfect. So now
So
can we agree
voter
that
fraud,
not
I said
all
voter fraud is
instances of voter
real.
fraud gets caught and convicted?
Okay. So
And
voter
does
fraud
every
is
single instance
real.
of it get caught
However,
and
it is
convicted?
quite voter fraud is real. However, it is quite rare for it to take place, which is why I'm
The
sure you had to
convictions are quite rare.
Okay.
Correct yourself.
Which is why you came up here with the names that you have, because you obviously went digging and digging to try to find these particular people who were convicted. Also, they pleaded guilty on top of that. You went through the trouble of finding them, right? So you yourself should know how rare voter fraud is. You yourself should know how rare voter fraud is. Just saying.
No, I showed you how rare convictions are.
You have no credible evidence. Do you have credible evidence to show me that there's
Yes,
voter
I've already
fraud?
went over this. We can
And that
use
has not.
name a type
Hold
of
on.
fraud.
That has not. That. Oh, the government has no clue about, and they just let them go free.
Yeah, it's very hard to prove
Provide me a
that an
name.
individual didn't vote.
Exactly. Therefore, shut
What?
your pothole. If you cannot provide proof,
What are you? Listen, you're not
you
refuting
don't
anything that I'm
have
saying. Like,
proof.
what do you think you're
First of
refuting?
all, we already talked that there is. It does, I'm not saying
You do
fraud.
have proof.
Voting fraud does not exist. It does, but it's very rare. So now you provide me the
What is your
cases.
proof on that? Because if
Of,
we look at
and you
actual
said
statistics of
we
crimes
are
committed
actually,
or fraud,
and you
we will see
said,
that conviction rates
and
are
you
less than a
said,
fraction of a percent.
and you said,
What makes voter
you
fraud so
said
special?
we are talking about the ones that haven't been convicted, but you need to provide me evidence of fraud that's taking place and that there has been no conviction or no investigation or that the government knows nothing at all about. So provide me a name, provide me a situation. Go. Oh,
So
you
hold on. So
can't.
you
Oh, you
how in the
can't.
fuck would you
Oh, you
expect me to
can't.
prove something
Oh, you
negative?
can't.
Hold on. You're
Therefore,
asking
that
for an
listen.
unrealistic amount.
Well, then don't
Would
make
you
that
be,
your argument.
listen, are you gonna allow me to rebuttal or no?
Don't make that your
No,
argument.
your little rebuttal is so
Don't
stupid. You said prove something that
don't
you
make that
can't
your
prove,
argument.
sir.
Yeah, but you're stating it's a fact.
Why? Because I'm cooking you on it?
But you're stating it's a fact, and you can't provide me proof that it's a fact.
It is
So
a fact.
therefore, you are losing in this
Listen,
debate.
why are you refusing
You
to
are
answer the
losing
question?
in this
Do you
debate.
think that every single
You are losing
do
in this
you think that
debate.
every single
You are
example of
losing
voter
in this
fraud is caught
debate.
and convicted?
I don't care about my thoughts,
I'm
nor do I
cooking the
care
fuck
about
out of you.
yours.
Okay.
No,
Do you
no,
think?
I don't care
Do
about your
you
thoughts.
think that?
And I don't care about my
Because you
thoughts
won't
right
answer the
now
question. You're
because I
running away
care
from the
about
question
facts.
intentionally. It's
Because
hilarious.
I care about he
It's hilarious.
is crashing out, y'all. Because I care about facts.
You're the one crashing out. You're
said
refusing to
I'm
answer the question.
talking.
You're on live right now
I
with
literally
971 people.
I literally said that voter fraud is a real thing, but that it's a very rare. And you said, I am talking about the ones that have not been convicted or found guilty. And I said, then provide me information that what you're saying is factual, that there is fraud going on that the government has no clue about, and these people have not gotten convicted. But you can't. But that's your argument, and that's a null and void. So I'm just saying.
When you can't refute, you mute.
You just know how to shut up when I'm talking. Speak over me. Just because you talk loud and
Dude, you wouldn't allow me to respond to your nonsense.
Are you going to provide me
Okay,
proof?
then how about this? How about you make a claim? How about you make a claim and I'll refute it?
No.
About pertinent to the topic.
No. This is your topic. This is what you came up here to talk about. This is what you're stating.
You haven't refuted
factual.
anything that I've said. You've only offered up nonsense.
I already told you that voter fraud is a real thing, but it is very rare. Yeah. And I said, and you said,
no.
Well,
the conviction rate
and what did you say? The ones who have not been convicted. And I said, then provide me a study, provide me some factual information, okay, that this is actually happening and the government has no clue about it and nobody has been convicted or is currently being charged for it. Provide me that.
So hold on.
Because that's what you're stating is a fact.
Are you under the assumption that if America can't
how about some proof,
happened,
right, James?
they don't know that it happened?
How about some proof?
Just because we see that it happened. I can give you an example right now. Are you ready? I'm going to give you an example right now. I'm going to give you an example. John Doe voted. Literal John Doe. The name John Doe.
I don't want an
voted in Maryland.
Like
John Doe in Maryland,
guys,
2016.
This is like craziness. You hear this? He's literally trying to say, and I find it funny. I mean, just the shit he's saying is hilarious.
And you would think, like, oh, nobody would be so stupid to use the name John Doe. Yeah, I know. And a fucking legal alien did. And it's so
because
funny, you won't
he's
answer the
bringing up
question. Does
cases.
every
He's
single
bringing up
instance of
cases.
voter fraud
He's
get
bringing up cases,
convicted? It's a
guys.
yes
I'm
or no
so
question,
sorry.
not a
He is
tangent
crashing out.
about how it's very
But
rare.
I have
Does
him muted.
every
But
single instance of voter
he's
fraud get
basically
convicted?
saying
Yes or no?
he's talking about the non-convicted or non-charged voter frauds, and there is none. Which I asked him to please provide me proof, which he has yet to do. Hold on. I hit working by accident. Okay. So are you ready to provide me proof?
I just gave you some. You just can't refute it.
My God, I literally just, I'm not, okay,
You
this is the
literally
last,
can't
this is the
refute
last
anything
fucking
that I
time I'm
said
gonna
because
say
it's
it.
all
This
facts
is
and
the last shit,
information,
and every
and
time
you're
I
just
start
playing off
talking,
these
you
feelings that you
start
may have.
speaking over me. Every time I start to speak, you start
You're like, no, it's
speaking.
very rare because we only
So
catch
it
581 of
literally,
them. Like,
he's
get the
talking
fuck out of
about
here. Are you
not,
serious? A conviction rate
you
is
keep,
low in
every
fraud
time I
for a
talk,
reason because
you
it's a very
start to
hard
talk
crime
over
to
me, and I'm
convict
gonna
somebody.
continue to talk over you
You
because
weren't even
trust
speaking.
me,
You
I
probably
can
had
do
me
it so
fucking
much
muted, jackass.
better, okay? I did have you muted because you sound like the jackass at the end of the damn day.
Because I'm
You
cooking
are
you, and you
literally
can't refute
talking
me.
about, people who have yet to be charged for voter fraud, and I asked you to provide me a source to back up your claim, and you can't. So the one who's getting cooked here is your dumbass.
Dude, it's
You're
so
the
funny. So
roach,
everybody in
and
my,
I'm the brave.
by the way, I have 971 people
I
watching. They're
don't
saying
give
how
a flying.
idiotic you
I
are
don't
because you're
care.
literally
I don't
saying that you want me to
care
prove
about
a
your 900
negative.
people.
You're an
No, what
idiot.
you are saying is null and void. You cannot bring
No,
up
it's
a proof.
not.
You
What you
can't
are
bring
saying is
proof.
null and void.
You can't bring proof.
I did. I
No,
brought you
you didn't.
581 cases of it.
No, you didn't. You're
Yes,
talking
I
about
did. You
81
would you like me
cases
to
that
name them
have
all
been
off? Would you like me to
convicted.
name them all off?
Those that have been
Yeah, okay. So
convicted, right?
how
So
if
you're
the
talking about the
FBI if the FBI
non-convictions.
doesn't know
You
who
said
convicted,
you
hold on,
basically
let me rebut.
no. He keeps fucking talking over me, yo. As a matter of fact, fuck this. I don't know how to deal with this shit. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no. Ah, hola, mi amigo. Yeah, like you're not gonna come up here with proof. Yeah, his proof was like, trust me, bro. I have 900. I don't give a shit if you had 999 million motherfuckers up in there, okay? You're wrong. You sound like a dum dum. You're talking over me. Like, what kind of debate is that? They don't know what a debate is, Lewis. They don't. And let's see here. It's crazy because you can't, you want to come up here and you want to talk about that. Thank you, Heather. You want to say there's voter fraud. And when I said, okay, we did talk about a case, and yes, we know it exists. Because we're talking about the ones that have not been convicted. What? How are you going to find the ones that have not been convicted? And then when I ask for proof, there's none because there's just none. I don't know what's going on with TikTok, y'all. Let's double tap the screen, share the live. We're only at 14K. Look, this is what I'm going to do. Let me turn off the comments for a little bit so you guys can double tap the screen and share the live. Yes, he was, James. I was like, bro, who are you? Hey, AU, how you doing? Let's see here. This dude, okay. Sorry, guys, I'm looking at some people here. But everybody double tap the screen, share the live, da 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 da. Let's go. Do all the good TikTok stuff. Do all the good. Don't forget to check out my link. It's in the bio. Over on the tube, you can check out my link. It's in the description. If you would like to support my live, there are 3 different forms of payment. I also have the paying it forward donation to help feed those in need and also help people out there who are hot AF in San Antonio, Texas. Just saying. I do need y'all's help with that because there are a lot of people who are in need. They are in absolute desperate need. It's hot out there, heat strokes, all sorts of shit. Also, we need people to help. I'm trying to build up a community here, so I hold on. Okay. I did meet somebody that I did reach out to, and hopefully that we can get translators who can help people, and also get the cards showing their rights because they do have constitutional rights. I'm talking about the immigrants. Democrats always ask for proof, but can never understand the proof, even when it's given to them in a silver platter. Pacers stink. I'm gonna tell you something right now. He was giving me no proof at all. Like he was giving me cases that have already been people have been charged and convicted already. That means yay, they did a good job. They found it, right? I mean, I'm just saying, isn't that the right shit? There's a lot of people that believe that Trump is going to run in 2028. Okay. I'm just saying. Yes, there's a lot of people. They do believe that. MAGA and our Trump supporters are welcome to join the live. If I've got to, I'm going to do a restart. You did not give me proof. The only proof you gave me were actual adjudicated cases. They were already convicted. There was convictions, and also they were they pled guilty. So just saying. You didn't provide me proof of what you was trying to talk about when you said, I'm talking about the ones that haven't been convicted. Sorry, guys. Sorry. My camera. I have 5.
Hi, I just want to let you know that you're the best debater on TikTok. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. I love
It's
you. I love you, mommies. You're fucking. You gotta have that. You gotta have that backup, girl. You gotta have that backup. Don't play. No, for real. So listen,
I
MAGA.
have
Go ahead, mommy.
my tap dancer on the other one.
Get it, sister.
Okay,
Oh
bye-bye.
my
Sorry.
god. I don't know why it keeps on doing this shit. Okay. I get stuck. My back. What's going on? My back. Over on the tube, can y'all see me? Am I back? Okay. Okay, I'm back, I think. Am I stuck on TT? Okay. No, bro, you had nothing to bring up here. Listen, Ghost Singer underscore official 1. No, you didn't bring shit to the table. You came up here with convictions. You literally came up here with supporting convictions. You're basically supporting and saying, yay, look it, they are doing their job, making sure there's no voting fraud. That's what you did. Thank you, Joaquin. Exactly. It's nothing. You just like, you know what? You're a particle in the air. Blow you away like that. That's what you are to me. I'm just keeping it 100. Thank you, James. I don't know why I am freaking glitching over here. Hold on, guys. I'm going to do something. I don't know what's going on. Louis! Okay, guys, I'm gonna do a soft restart. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my live studio on. I will be on the tube still. And let me do a real quick restart, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, I should still be live over on the tube. I hope I am. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Not doing that. Okay. I just don't think it can catch up with me when I have to disconnect it. Fudge. Nope. I'm not liking it at all. I'm gonna have to end over on the tube. Fudge.